What's up, y'all? You're sitting here with your girl, lovely as she. I hope that you all are well. I'm so excited to be here. I love coming and being able to chit chat with you all and just give you pointers and share my journey. This is really exciting to me. Being able to help and reach out to people who are experiencing the same things that I am, and just being able to get through this and fight this together. I'm so excited. If you can see the ring light in my glasses, I apologize, but it is what it is. So today I wanted to come on here and just talk about some tips to kind of help you fight anxiety or manage your anxiety. So I want to also share some things that I do. In the beginning of the video, you kind of see me in a day in the life of just getting up and just kind of getting myself together. And what I do as far as like what helps me. These are some of the things that help me. So that's what I did in the beginning of the video. So I hope you enjoy it. So as I was saying, I just want to share some tips. But before we do all that, if you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you leave some comments down below. And please turn on that notification bell so you can stay up to date with my latest videos. Yes. So, like I said, today I want to talk about some tips. So let's get into it. So yeah, so as I was saying, some tips that I have as far as what to do to manage and help cope with anxiety is, first things first, acknowledge the fact that, this is what it is. Acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge that you are in this place where you experience anxiety, and know that it's okay. It's okay. Another thing, take a deep breath. I do some breathing techniques and I do ones that work for me. So I do the 4-7-8 method, where I breathe in for 4, I hold it for 7, and breathe out for 8. My therapist taught me this a while ago. So that's something that I use and it works for me, because breathing actually helps send oxygen to your brain, and it helps to tell your brain to calm down. So that is something that works for me. Another thing that I do, and I learned this also offline, is just doing this just to kind of settle yourself and let yourself know that you're okay, and that it's okay to calm down. Because what I realized, that sometimes with anxiety, our bodies go into a fight or flight, our muscles tense, and we get like so just tense and stiff. So calming yourself down is a way to kind of help that anxiety to come down a bit. Another thing that I do is I use essential oils. The essential oils that I use for myself is lavender, peppermint, eucalyptus, and I use some blends. Like I have a peaceful blend and a focus blend. So those are some of the essential oils I use. I love aromatherapy. That works for me. And I also use aromatherapy for my ADHD as well. If you hear my son in the background, that's my baby. He's just being him. And yeah, so I like aromatherapy because that helps me, that works for me. I love essential oils. I love them. So that is something that also works for me. Something I used to do but I don't currently do now is exercise. I used to exercise a lot. What I have been doing instead of exercising is just stretching. I need to go back to that. I kind of fell off, but stretching for me was really helpful, because like I said, with anxiety, your muscles get tense and you kind of stiffen up, and you feel all that tension in your shoulders and in your body. And so what helps with me is just stretching my body out. That was like, oh my God, amazing. Another thing that I do is affirmations. Who don't want affirmations? Just constantly feeding your mind positivity, feeding your mind good things, feeding your mind good thoughts. I am okay. I am a conqueror. I am strong. I am undefeated. For me, I am a child of God. I win. I always win. I have the victory. Those are just some affirmations that I tell myself, So that's some of the things that you can do. For me, like I said in my videos before, that I go to church. So one of the things that I do, I use scripture to help me get through certain situations. So I have a lot of different scriptures on my wall that I read out loud, especially when I'm feeling myself like just getting worked up, I read my scriptures, I pray. Every morning I am devoted to God, so I pray. I use that time to pray. I pray in the afternoon, sometimes to myself. I pray at night before I go to sleep. Sometimes I stop with my kids and my husband and pray. So that is something that I'm always doing, is praying as well. Another thing that I do is I listen to uplifting music, upbeat music that's going to like really feed my spirit and put me in a better mood. I don't listen to like slow songs and songs that are just gonna make me jump off the front step, but I listen to things that are like upbeat and things like that. So that works for me. And I'm kidding about jumping off the front step, please. Don't say that. It's just, a joke. Something else that I do. So as I was saying, another thing that I do is drink coffee, but I want to say limit your caffeine intake because it does trigger anxiety. So you have to be careful with the amount of coffee that you drink because it can be related to you feeling, those flutters and, the different physical symptoms that come along with anxiety. That's something that actually me and my therapist laugh about, is the fact that, well, I make fun of it, is the fact that I can't have too much caffeine because of the anxiety, but I need the caffeine for the ADHD. So, it's almost like one of those win-lose situations, and I take my wins and I take my losses. It helps me. I need it, especially being with the kids. I need caffeine, to wake up and to be alert. And that helps me, right? Because I'm not taking any medication for anxiety or ADHD. So this is what helps me. I know my limit with coffee. I don't drink too much. I don't go overboard. And I try to eat, before I drink coffee. So that helps with my stomach being full and me not feeling those flutters in my stomach. So that's another thing. Another thing you can do is just get away. Sometimes you just need a breather where you just need to get away. And that may just be going in your room for a minute, going for a walk outside, getting, some fresh air, getting some vitamin D, just getting away. And, if you can't get away, just kind of blocking things out if you can. Some people can't do that, and it is very hard to do that when you're in a house with a lot of people and a lot of noise. So that's why I suggest going to your room, going to the basement, going on your back porch, going on the front step, just to have a moment. And if you have children, making sure they're in a safe place, giving them off to your husband, your wife, or someone who is there with you, helping you. Just passing them off for a second so you can catch your breath. So that tends to be helpful as well. Like I said, listening to music, upbeat music. Sometimes I put my music on and I just go off, because sometimes just get work like dancing around and praising God, for me, that works. That helps me. I got praise my way through an episode, or I sing my way through an episode. I like to worship, I like to sing, so I sing my way through episodes at times. I get with my daughter, we dance, and that helps. So those are some of the things that I do, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to be irritated all the time. I don't want to be edgy all the time. So I do try to find different things that kind of help me. As you saw in the beginning of the video, showering, washing my face, getting myself together to wake me up, that helps. Like, I love self-care. Like, I love taking care of my body, my face. Like, I love those things, and a lot of times when we fall into depression and we have a real bad bout of anxiety, we kind of tend to forget those things because we don't want to do anything but lay in bed. We lose interest in those things that we once cared about. And I can't lie, for me, I lost myself completely when I was going through postpartum depression and anxiety. Like, I lost myself. I didn't want to do anything because I was so afraid. I was living in fear. I was in constant worry, and just fear of just the worst outcome, and I don't know why. So it's really hard sometimes, and you have to just take a step back. And another thing that I want to say is, every day is not going to be 100% perfect, and that is okay. What I have been telling the girls in my support group is, You have to find your pockets. You have to find those moments in your day that you want to celebrate. The fact that you got out of the bed and you got yourself up, got in the shower, got you some coffee or some tea, that's a moment to celebrate because you got up. You got up. That means you did the opposite of what anxiety and depression wanted you to do. So you got up. The whole point of pockets and moments is, just those little times throughout the day, those spurts throughout the day where you did something other than worry about whatever it is that's, that you may excessively worry about. You did the opposite. You instead of worrying, you played your music and danced around a little bit. Even if you know that when you turn this music off, you're going to start thinking about this thing again. You were able to change the channel in your mind and focus on that music that made you feel good. You were able to watch a show or get through a show without thinking about that one thing. You were able to enjoy your shower and just be happy about the fact that you're cleaning yourself up, to make yourself feel good. So those are the moments that we have to celebrate, and we have to be willing to celebrate those moments often because they help. Because when you start celebrating those moments, you're going to think back and say, you know what, I want to do something that made me happy. And this was one of the things that made me happy. Even if, like I said, if it was for a moment, 5 minutes of happiness is better than no time of happiness. 10 minutes of singing is better than, a day full of worry and defeat, or feeling defeated, so you have to take those moments in and cherish them and accept them for what they are. Don't beat yourself up. Go easy on yourself. You don't have to have a full day of success. If half of your day was successful and the other half, you was just like, you know what? I tried. You tried. Keyword, you tried. You made it because you tried. You made it because you got up. You made it because you changed the channel in your mind for half the day. You have to count those small wins because maybe just yesterday you may not have been able to do it. Maybe that was a fight for you. Whereas today you were able to get through it and you were able to do it. You were able to go to the store without worrying what was going to happen on the way there. You were able to stand in the line without freaking out about the fact that you're in line and something could possibly happen. You were able to do it. So you have to celebrate those small wins. Go get yourself some coffee. Go get yourself some ice cream to celebrate, to make yourself feel good. Treat yourself, reward yourself for those moments because those moments for us are rewarding because it takes a lot, it takes a lot. So when you do that, be happy about it, treat yourself like you would treat your child, or treat yourself as if you were a little kid. Like I made it. I'm going to go and get me a Starbucks, I'm going to go and get me some ice cream because I was able to do the X, Y, and Z today. And this made me feel good, So be easy on yourself and stop beating yourself up for, your episodes. They come and they go. And that's the best part about it. Like I said in my videos before, anxiety does not control you. You control anxiety. Y'all be blessed.